we're live. All right. Cool. So, adjusting monitor. All right. So I decided to kind of combine this a little bit, change it up a little bit. So we're gonna do the recap in here as well. Doing the recap in a separate video and then the live stream. Yeah, I figured that way we could talk about the recap here live, as well as have that meeting. The Zoom meeting didn't work last time because it was on the same computer, and I guess you can't have two programs accessing the microphone at the same time. So therefore, we are doing this a little bit different this time. All right, and I'm also changing the computer because it's gets warm because we're live streaming. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start the meeting here, and then I'm gonna share it. So anybody who wants to connect can go ahead. So we're gonna talk about the recap, and then we're gonna have this open for conversation. All right, today was actually really good because I went to the computer science thing and the computer science division meeting, as well as I had one in the morning. What was it? I forgot. What? Let me check. I gotta check my calendar. I forgot what I went to in the morning. Oh yeah, the automation meeting. I have a big rant about that. I'm not too happy with the way Tesla is being looked at. But that's a conversation for once people start trickling on. Start a meeting. Video. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start a meeting, and I'm gonna turn the video off. Okay. Participants. Alright. I'm always using Zoom on the desktop, so I'm doing it on the phone. But let's talk about the automation thing. The automation thing, it's very interesting because of the fact that the way they did it is they kept talking about Volkswagen and Ford, but there's this thing that it just ticks me off that the main company that is going to achieve automation before anybody is Tesla. They're like, oh well, but Tesla. The excuse is that Tesla is it's not like hands off, but it will be. Tesla, it doesn't matter like that, right now there has to be somebody in there. The other companies, they're doing controlled testing. Tesla automation works in a non-controlled testing as long as you have the hand on the wheel, but that's closer than VW and Ford, where you don't have to have your hand on the wheel, but you still have to have somebody watching the car, but it's not out for production. Like, if they want to make sure that we can use it, they need to have it out for production in order for us to consider them ahead of Tesla or next to Tesla. Like they have to be like side by side with Tesla in order to achieve level 5 automation earlier than Tesla. They didn't say a timestamp of when they were going to achieve level 5 automation. I'm just saying that they have to talk a little bit about Tesla. Tesla is a big deal. All right, here's the live video. All right. No wonder there's nobody watching. It's set to private. Oh, great. It's set to private. I have to go and edit the privacy. Quality, record, playback. Status. Let me see. I thought I set it to public. All right. Yeah, it's set to open widget. Okay. Warning, please check the video resolution. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to check the privacy of this. Because this video is set, it says it's set to private. Edit. Okay. After ranting so much about Tesla and all that, now is when I have to put it public and I have to talk about everything again. Oh well, that's alright. So, I'm gonna go ahead and paste in the Zoom meeting. And I'm going to put this in a description as well. Alright. And then we'll start talking about it. It's easier to do it on mobile for some reason than it is on desktop because the dashboard is kind of clunky on YouTube. Alright, so there's the Zoom meeting. We should be good. So if I go to the video, go to where we need to go. Standard. You might have to refresh if you don't see the Zoom meeting, but it's in the chat as well. So, all right. So we got 2 people watching. So welcome. I'm going to get started here in a minute. I just want to make sure that we have the Zoom link in the chat and it's in the description. We're good. Okay. So I want to talk about where I went yesterday and today. I didn't do this yesterday because I was like, yesterday there wasn't much in the sense of assistive technology. It was very slow. Like yesterday I went to the what do you call those? The booths, and I went into the humanware area and I started walking, like virtually, walking around seeing what companies there was. And I found out that apparently I talked to humanware, and I didn't know that the Victor Reader had the Trek had Bluetooth. I feel so stupid. I've been using that thing for 4 years. Like basically since it came out. 4 or 5 years now I've been using it. And that thing, I'm like, oh, it doesn't have Bluetooth. Yeah, I think they added in a software update or something because it used to not have it. And now it does. And I am so happy because now I can actually go ahead and use I can go ahead and read my books with my headphones. That's one reason why I just kept going to Audible. Have you even heard of the NFB Newsline? Yeah, NFB Newsline is cool. I've tried it, but I don't know. I never paid much attention to it. To be honest, I know that that it has a lot of cool stuff. I just never really used it. I should probably revisit it though, because last time I used it, was a couple years ago, and it was in the beginning of the smartphone era, and I remember we had to dial in a number to call them. And I know it's on the Victor Reader as well, but I last time I used it, you had to like dial in. I haven't looked back at it since then. Maybe there's some good stuff there that I might be missing on. I'll check it out. So, you know, in the meetings, I want to talk about something that I was ranting on before I realized that the video was private. I was ranting about Tesla and like automation and the NFB the automation meeting. For those who were there, you know, what's your thoughts on the automation meeting? I personally feel like they keep shrugging away Tesla. It's like they're like, does anybody know about Tesla? Like nobody wanted to answer the question about Tesla. Somebody did. They're like, well, the excuse was like, well, you still have to have a person on with hands on in the vehicle, and it's not ready. It's like the same story, the same thing, but then they're talking about with VW that they're doing the same thing as Tesla. Yet for some reason they make VW and Ford sound like what they're doing is better. Yet they're doing the same thing or worse than Tesla, because Tesla is very, very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Ahead of this time. They are doing so well, and companies tend to shrug them off and say, well, we're working on this too, which is kind of what happened at this conference this morning, at this meeting with the automation. And I think Tesla should also make the effort to communicate with those of us who are blind and visually impaired and can't drive. I feel it's kind of fault of both sides here. Tesla should also make the effort to talk to us a little bit and kind of come to the NFB, because what happens is the other brands, they sponsor the convention and all that, but then who's really ahead of everything here is Tesla. We need to hear what Tesla has to say, because Tesla's doing more than any of them, and they're getting closer to achieving level 5 autonomy than anyone right now. They're at level 4 autonomy, but yet it just gets ignored, or it just gets brushed off like, oh no, they're not doing much, like, oh no, they're not ready. And realistically, they're the first ones that are going to get there. They talked about the driver's challenge, which is a cool concept, but that's outdated now, in the sense of you don't have to have vibrations in your legs and all over your body to drive. That's more prone to error. Now with AI and computer processing and all this amazing stuff, we have so much that we can do that I don't know. I feel like Tesla needs to be a little more Tesla needs to be a little more active in communicating with us, so that these other companies can stop hiding Tesla, because the average consumer, that doesn't know, the average consumer that doesn't know that Tesla, how powerful Tesla is, just hears things from these companies, from Volkswagen and Ford and the driver's challenge. They think that's like the latest cusp of technology. But Tesla, man, they're getting data from real people in the streets, and they're not just getting track data. And I feel like there needs to be something there with Tesla. I hope that they incorporate Tesla into the computer science division with NFB, because it's super, super necessary. Tesla is, man, I don't know, like I'm not I'm not like biased toward any of the brands. Hey, if VW and Ford get there first, cool. I'll buy a Volkswagen. I'll buy a Ford. I don't care. Actually, it'd be pretty cool to have a Ford, to be honest. I like the Ford trucks. They're cool. It'd be nice. But you know, I did order the Cybertruck. I did put the $100 down because I feel like by the time the Cybertruck is out, level 5 autonomy will either be there or it'll be so close that as long as I have my hands on the wheel, I can get to places with level 4 autonomy. It's awesome how, you know, Tesla's making those advances, and it's cool that other companies are trying. I'm not saying like that their efforts are worthless. It's just that they need to give Tesla some credit for progress that's been done. And I just got done interviewing, by the way, a Braille instructor. That video is up now, so I just uploaded that a little bit ago. And the other interview, the Apple video, the Apple employee video, the interview with blind Apple technical support. That video is doing great, and clearly the Braille technology conversation with Braille specialists is going to do good too. I'm gonna try to get 2 more interviews for this convention because there's quite a bit of stuff. So what, you know, let's get some involvement here in the chat. What do you guys want to see for the next convention? So let's see. We have one chat here. Hey, I'm from Cape Town. I am vision. Do you know any sponsors that will sponsor me with assistive devices? There should be something. Like, I know here we have a division of blind services. So you say you're in Cape Town. So let's do something. Let's do a little Google search. Sometimes if you just like go through your local government, they should have something. Generally, they should have something. Yeah, I can't Google search because my computer's like right there. I have to have my computer in a specific spot, otherwise the fans will just get choked by the surface that I'm sitting it on. So yeah, just go and contact like your local government. There's usually like a city hall or something. I would go to the city hall and just be like, hey, is there anything for the blind, or you know, any assistance, or sometimes if you can call or email the city hall of your city, like some kind of service in your city, you know, get in touch with them, see what they have, you know, maybe they'll be able to help out, or if there's any services there for the blind, any like a lighthouse for the blind, like a place where people go, you know, that's what I would suggest. I don't know if NFB, and I think NFB is statewide. I don't know if it's global, but you know, also there's plenty of people in NFB that may be able to ask some questions. The only thing about this this conference that I wish they would add, like a where are you from thing, like they do. So when you have the badge, it says where you're from. I wish they would do that for the accounts, so that when you search people, you know where they're from. Because if that were to be the case, you would be able to search and see where these people are from. If they're from, you know, the same country you are, and you know, for example, in your case, you know, Cape Town, South Africa, you were able to search South Africa and be like, okay, you know, there's people here, connect with them and ask them. But yeah, you know, just ask around in the NFB, and also go to your city hall or whatever, or send them an email, see what they have. I know that also that there is ways to do like donation stuff as well. So if there's no resources, it's a good idea to do like a either like a GoFundMe or something, and just say, hey, you know, I need this for my education, or for whatever the case may be, and you know, sometimes asking around is a good thing. So, so what's everybody's favorite thing about the convention? What's how do you feel about this whole digital thing? It's in my case, I just feel like we need to do something next year. Like they need to do something like okay, this year they didn't spend as much as they do when the convention is in a hotel. Let's make the convention like 2 weeks or something. Let's make it let's make up for that lost time that we had this year. This year it's been great, but it's not the same. And I wanted to show you guys something. So I found a device yesterday that I'm kind of intrigued by, in the sense that I want to see this device in person. I talked about it in the recap on Tuesday, but now that we're doing these recaps live, I wanted to talk about two things. Where is it? It's the APH. Yeah, here it is. So, where are you, APH? Okay, APH, the Mantis Q40. That thing is just awesome. Like, I do the recaps and I have to go fast. Like, I decided to just do this live because it's more comfortable to just talk about it live, and I can give a little more detail. Okay, my computer's starting to slow down on me here. You know what? Why am I using Chrome? Bear with me. I'm gonna bring up something on the screen here so that we can talk about it. And also I want to talk about after soundscape. Let's see. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen and we can go ahead and get started talking about the Mantis Q40 and getting some opinions on it, because that thing is just awesome. Let me read this comment before I switch. They have no money and the government doesn't have money. It's so good. So if your government doesn't have money, I'm going to see if there's a... Okay, there's probably... You know what? I'm going to put my email and you can go ahead and email me, because I would like to help with that. If there's, we'll see what we can do. Let me see. I'm putting down my email so that I can. So you send me a message and I have your email, and that way we can go ahead and I can do some research as well. See what can be done. All right. I posted my email in the chat, so you can go ahead and send me an email there, and I will and I will reply to the email you sent me. That way we can go ahead and I could send you resources that I find. All right. So let's switch to the screen sharing. There we go. All right. So this device, I want to talk about this a little more in brief now that we're live. The Mantis Q40, this device it just blew my mind, because it has a QWERTY keyboard. But I learned something from the interview today, that apparently APH has some quality issues. The idea is great. I just hope that in execution the product does well. You know what I mean? I hope that it performs as it should. Oh, what's going on here? It's okay. It doesn't show the whole image apparently. All right, well, all right. Yeah, it doesn't want to show the whole image. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I can describe it. Well, yeah, you can see it partially there. All right, whatever. That's the only thing I don't like about OBS is that I can't see how things are being shown on the screen. Anyways, this Mantis Q40 is awesome in the execution state. So it has a QWERTY keyboard, and I feel like this will make it so much easier to learn Braille because you can just start typing stuff and being able to kind of get a feel for how words feel, how individual things, numbers, letters, contractions. You'll be able to feel out the Braille display. I feel like it's revolutionary, kinda. I was reminded in the interview that the I think it was the Packmate had a QWERTY keyboard. I forget that thing is so old. I totally forgot about that. The Packmate, and in an interview when she mentioned it, I was like, "Whoa! I remember that machine when I was growing up." Dang. The Packmate was one of the other machines that had a QWERTY keyboard, and this thing has a QWERTY keyboard, and it actually looks really good. Like this will actually be a Braille device that I would use. I'm a software engineer that is in the accessibility industry, and I write a Braille learning app. So if I can figure out a way um, to implement my app better with tactile Braille, that'd be cool. I'd buy that machine for that purpose. And also, I want to talk about, let me switch back to the camera view because clearly the other view doesn't look that great. It only shows a corner. The other thing I want to talk about is the Microsoft Soundscape. So, what do you guys think of Soundscape? Like, I forgot it existed. I've always gone to the meetings since like a couple of years ago, since it started like a year and a half ago. In Vegas, I went to the Soundscape thing, and in Orlando, was it Orlando? Yeah, Orlando. And the Soundscape, it's so cool. I actually am gonna do a whole video once I can figure out a way to leave home without getting attacked by the global situation, because this global situation doesn't allow, I just can't expose myself to it. So it would be nice if I'd be able to get out there and record a video. I could still do it with custom landmarks, which is kind of nice. You can actually place landmarks with your current location. That way you can you can label, for example, if you have a property, like where's the door, where's the entry, where's your home, where's the barn, that type of thing. I programmed it for that here in where I live. Yet I want to test it out in the city because the custom landmarks they're useful, but I want to test it out in the real world. Like it says the streets and it has a lot of cool stuff. It's similar to Sendero Look Around, but it's on a whole nother level because it uses like 3D space when you have your headphones on, so it'll point the audio based on the actual location of where you're like standing. So if the beacon, so the beacons, the Bluetooth beacons for like specific shops and stuff are like ahead to your right, it'll say beacon ahead to your right, and it'll say the store name, or your own beacon, the audio beacon ahead to the right, or ahead behind you to the left. It'll say it, and you can also have a pinging sound that'll start making noises based on. I closed out the Zoom meeting, by the way, because nobody's joined in it, so we'll just do this chat wise since the Zoom thing it doesn't work. So yeah, we're just gonna, if you have anything you want to talk about, post it in the chat and we'll go from there. But yeah, Soundscape is really cool. It's revolutionary in the sense that like I have the feature thing, and I have to like put my head up in the sky, like looking at the store logo. I don't have to do that anymore. I could just use this app, and that changes everything. So that's nice. The other app, the Sendero, I didn't like the UI. It didn't feel natural. Um, Microsoft's is very audio based, so it feels more natural because you're moving your head, you're moving around, and it kind of pings the noise based on like where the beacon is, where the store location is. It feels a lot more natural and a lot easier, and it's hands off too. You don't have to have your phone in your hands. You could just lock it, put bone conduction headphones on so that you can hear your surroundings, and that's it. There's like a talking cane prototype thing that I saw. It was a 16-year-old who was like smart with code, and he made a mobile app and he connected it to like a little handheld device. But he said, "Oh, you have to have headphones on. You know, it has to. You have to. You have to constantly focus on it because it tells you the utterances are longer, and it's not a good device. This thing, you don't need a device. The utterances are short, so you can focus on your commute. So it's really cool. So there's a lot of stuff from the conference that it's really cool that it's remote. There's this sentimental part though of being there. I don't know, like it would be cool to just be at the conference physically. Like there's nothing like that. They should still use that app though. The app that they have where you can actually connect with others. That app was really cool. So the conferencing app that we use for finding the meetings, because you can actually search for people, and it's so nice to be able to search for people. It's so easy to find people and interview them and connect with them. Oh man, they need to have that in every conference. They need to have the schedule on that app instead of the PDF that you have to download and put in or the Word document. Nah, it's just download the app. The list of attendees is there. You go get your badge and stuff. Still, but at least you get to like see who's attending through the app, and maybe some meetings could be broadcasted online, some may not, but that'd be cool. And I don't know, once that NFB it's gonna be over on Saturday, there's definitely, I want to try to get 2 more people interviewed. Interviewing, let's just say that I think I found some type of content that seems quite popular within our community, which is the interviews. 80 something views in like a day, so that's really cool. Getting that like, for the size of my channel, that's pretty good. My average videos are like 60 something. Oh, there's a meeting now? For what? What's the meeting for? Share your experience on social media. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We're sharing the experience on YouTube. So let's see, this app though that they have, it's really interesting. The attendee hub. Let's see. I want to see what I have right now. 6 o'clock. 3 to 5. No, that's it. I don't have anything else. So tomorrow I think I only have 2 things. I have the one thing. So the BAT blind accessibility testers. I'm kind of interested in that because there is a business that I'm starting, and it'd be cool to see like accessibility testers. And let's just say that I will have a video for that. I didn't see any new magnification things coming. I did see an update for Prodigy devices from Humanware, where you now have it's like a launcher for your Android apps. So it's like a list of your Android. It's like a launcher for your Android apps within the Prodigy UI. And also favorite apps within your Prodigy UI. I guess they're trying to give you less reason to go into settings and go into your Android ecosystem and get out of the Prodigy UI. But the Prodigy UI, it's good for like the CCTV stuff and like magnification and like what you need for education. But for the Android side of things, um, that layout is not optimal, but it's usable. Um, there's so many things that I do want to see with magnification that they haven't released yet. Like, when are we gonna see 120 hertz, a magnifier, like a 120 hertz display? That would be so cool. This a lot of the lag and stuff when you're reading a book. A lot of the delay that makes it feel less real is the hertz, the speed of the display. 90 hertz would be nice to start off with, but 120 hertz would be insane. But yeah, this year I didn't see that many things from Humanware. The magnification. The Vispero, there was no meeting with about Vispero magnification devices, which I was surprised. There was probably like some kind of showcase, I think, in the exhibition hall, but they didn't have like their own standalone thing for like magnification and the magnifier devices from Vispero. There is some assistive technology that I am excited for though, which is I want to get my hands on the Prodigy Connect 12 again because I want to test out that Prodigy design, the new Prodigy OS update, which is pretty cool. And also, it looks like on a lot of devices, I did notice this year that a lot of new devices, including the two ones from APH and some of the Braille displays from Humanware, are actually USB-C. Because, see, charging through USB-C. A lot of the other devices that, for example, Humanware has the Connect 12, it's got USB-C, but you can't charge it through USB-C, and it has these little pins. I had to give my Connect 12 back because the pins for the charger were bent inside of the machine. And now you have, with USB-C, it doesn't break. It's durable. It's a universal, versatile cable. So let's see. What else can we talk about? That's pretty much it. I mean, I kind of give you a little bit of the, I guess, recap of the day. I'm going to start doing the recaps built into the live streams. Even though the Tuesday's recap was edited, which I feel like is a lot more deserving for like the first day of the conference because it's the day that most things happen. After that, it's easier to fit the recaps inside of these live streams. Stay tuned for more interviews. There's one person I want to interview that he repairs braillers. I want to talk to him about how the right to repair movement is affecting the whole situation, where he gets the brailler parts from, how technology has affected. Is he repairing, electric, the braille displays? Is he repairing them, or how does this impact his career? I want to interview him. I like doing this whole interview thing. It's super easy. I just record with Zoom, upload it to YouTube, and I don't even edit it. It comes out so good that there's no need to edit. So, all right. I shall see you guys in the next live stream, and stay tuned for more interviews, more cool videos. I still have the iOS 13 recap video, the iOS 13, what's new in iOS 13, iOS 14, sorry. I still have to do the iOS 14 video. I usually do those around this time of the year. I've been waiting off because I always do them in the first beta, but I'm going to do it in the second, maybe third beta. So I'm going to do it in the next week. I want to try to get that out there after the NFB week. So probably next week you'll see the iOS 14 recap, or iOS 14, what's new in iOS 14, because there's lots of cool accessibility features in a new iOS beta coming out in August is the final release, August or September. Right now, the iOS 14 beta. I'm running it on my phone, and it's awesome. I want to talk about it on the video, and also another video is a company I'm working on called Amesis, which is coming very soon. Which magnifier would you choose? Would you choose Snow 7? I honestly, so I'm not familiar with the Snow, with the Snow or the Compact. I usually would just go for the Explorer because, you know, it has got the whole like a Prodigy UI thing, and like how you have a little more. It's like it's bigger. The screen's a little bit bigger, and you have that Prodigy advantage. But generally, you can't go wrong with all three. You know, magnification devices. See, that's one thing I like. Now, magnification devices are at a standpoint where they're mature. It's a mature level of technology where we no longer get those plasticky, clunky, you know, devices that we used to get in early days when they were transitioning from analog CCTVs to digital magnifiers. Now digital magnifiers are like mature, which is nice. And the more they mature, the nicer they are. And we're at a pretty good point right now where they're all great. You know, I always go for the Explorer 8 because of the whole Prodigy advantage, the whole UI thing. They're getting that update as well. So, all right. I will see you guys in the next live stream. Stay tuned for a lot of videos. All right. See you tomorrow.